Welcome back to Mastering the Young Band. In this video, I'm going to show you how I start my beginner trumpet and horns. This is the very beginning of their embouchure development. I really encourage you, if you have not seen my trombone video, watch that one first. You're going to see a lot of overlap in this video with trombone, but I go into a little bit more detail with the trombone video. This one is just kind of the highlights of the differences between the trombone embouchure formation and then the trumpet horn. So just like with trombone, first thing I do is I teach the kids, first thing, how to sit with good posture. They each have a mirror, a locker mirror, so they can watch their embouchure and see what they're doing. Just like trombone, we do a stepwise system. In all my instruments, we have 4 steps before we play. For trumpet and horn, step 1 is also just like trombone, where we say lick. We lick the dry part of our lips. Then we say toe. And just like trombone, for trumpet and horn, we talk about the dry part of the lips, and then we talk about the wet part of the lips. Now, the difference with trumpet and horn compared to trombone is you want to make sure that they're buzzing entirely on the dry part of their lips. So when I'm teaching trumpet and horn, when we say toe, we go toe. I talk to them about the dry part of their lip being stretched on their lip, and in their mirror, they shouldn't see any wet part of their lip in their mirror. So we'll do that. I'll say toe, they'll say toe. They'll touch the dry part of their lip. They'll make sure it's covering the bottom teeth. I walk around, I check that bottom lip to make sure that that is stretched. After a few days or after they start getting this really well, I start pointing out if their chin is correct, or their lip is correct, they're gonna have a nice flat chin to follow. So step 1 is lick, step 2 is toe. And again, the difference between trumpet and horn and trombone is they're buzzing entirely on the dry part of their lip. Compared to trombone, they're buzzing a little bit more on where the wet and dry part of their lip meets. Okay? So step 1 is lick, step 2 is toe. And once that's looking good, I've checked every kid, multiple days, they've shown me that they can do that. Step 3, just like trombone, is And what we talk about with is they do need to bring their lips in just a little bit, not much. I talk to them, this is wrong. This is wrong. It's Their lips touch and they should only see the dry part of their lips in their teeth. Their top lip should be covering their bottom teeth a little bit. What you don't want to see again is, you don't want to see them pushing their lips out. Again, their chin is flat. That's what you don't want. After checking kids multiple times, and making sure that looks good, then I introduce the tube and mouthpiece, just like I do with with trombone. Again, hardware store, take mouthpieces with you. This is actually PEX tubing. It's kind of expensive, but I went ahead and got the PEX tubing, and I just reuse these every year. I collect them eventually from the kids and wash them. So with their tubing, I teach them hold the mirror in your left hand, 2 fingers and a thumb, hold their mouthpiece and tube in the right hand. And the reason for having it in the same hand, just like trombone, is that way you can look down a row and you can see every kid's embouchure. If they're all holding it the same, you're gonna be able to see that embouchure. If they're not doing 2 fingers and a thumb, they cover their entire mouth and you can't see what they're doing. So 2 fingers and a thumb. And then we talk about, again, just like trombone, the bottom lip is the garage floor, the top lip is the garage door. What they do is they're gonna breathe in for 2 counts to their nose, 2 count breath, 1, 2, and what they think of is their top lip is a garage door that slowly opens to get the vibration. And again, I call it a vibration, not a buzz. So we practice that and I demonstrate it for them on the tube. Step 1, lick. Step 2, toe. Step 3, Step 4. Metronome is on at 72. 1, 2. Then I count off for them. 1, 2. Slowly open the garage door. My turn. 1, 2. 1, 2. Nose closed. slowly open and vibrate, slowly. My turn, and we do that multiple times. We take it down, we do a ton of repetition. Again, the reason why after the 2-count breath, I don't have them vibrate right away, I want them to get that back pressure, that way it gets the corner set and they don't explode. When beginners vibrate immediately, a lot of them do this. They just have their corners puff out, and that can be really challenging for some kids to get them to fix that. When you start here, it engages the corners, it gets us all tucked in, and they never get into that habit of exploding. So we keep that garage door closed for quite a while till I see they understand how to vibrate without puffing their cheeks. Then we go into the immediate vibration. So that's trumpet. The horn, the only difference with horn, as you know, is the 2/3, 1/3 placement. They still do the lick, they do the toe, they say, we talk about the dry part of the lips showing, and then on the board, I show them the 2/3, 1/3 placement. So what I normally do is I draw a pair of lips and I make some joke about how I'm not an artist, I'm a band teacher, and they usually laugh at me. They go, yeah, you are a better band teacher than artist. I say, thank you. And I show them what a 50-50 mouthpiece placement is, and then I show them that horn is the 2/3, 1/3 shifted up a little bit higher on their lip. And we'll even practice that. So I'll go, okay, say, show me 50-50. Show me 2/3, 1/3. 50-50. 2/3, 1/3. 50-50. And we'll go back and forth just so the kids understand. Now, I do instrument tryouts where I place kids based on their physical characteristics, so I know my horn players already have a pretty good lip shape for that 2/3, 1/3. We've already pre-screened them, so I don't have issues with kids not being able to do the 2/3, 1/3. But for horn, that's the only difference. I do the same thing. Step 1, lick. Step 2, toe. Step 3, Step 4, place. I'll say horns, 2/3, 1/3. 1, 2, and then they go back, just like trumpet, back and forth. By the way, for my horns, I do aim for them to start on their G, concert C. So what I do, my beginners, I have trumpets and horns in my same beginner class. I use the harmony director at the beginning of the year. I'll have the trumpets play, go to rest position. Okay, horns, your turn. Okay, put it down. Trumpets, your turn. I actually go back and forth. I don't have them play together for the first few weeks, just until they're really matching the trumpets G, concert F, and the horns G, concert C. Once they're pretty stable, I will drone those two notes on the keyboard. I'll drone an F and a C. That way they get used to hearing those fourths. And then we start playing it together, and it's really cool. The horns, after a while, they just lock it into that fourth, and the trumpets, because their partials are further apart, they naturally lock it in as well. So, as you can see with my brass, we all do step 1, lick, step 2, toe, step 3, step 4, place it. And the only difference, really, for me, for the horns and trumpets is that 2/3, 1/3 placement. And of course, the horns are playing their G, which is concert C, instead of a concert F. I hope you find that useful. Again, these tubes are really, really useful for your beginners because the back pressure and the feeling of the mouthpiece is just so much different than the full instrument. This tube gives them a little bit of resonance as well as the similar resistance to what they're playing on their instrument. So really recommend these. And again, you don't have to buy them every year. Buy a set, collect them from the kids in October or after, 8 to 12 weeks, whenever they're pretty solid on their instruments. And then I collect these and then I'll use them the next year. So I hope you found that useful. Feel free to check out my website, MikePerezBand.com. I have my Essential Foundations method book on there. I also have an Instagram account that I'm going to be starting, Mastering the Young Band. You'll want to check that out as well. And just keep checking in my website for new resources that I'll be posting throughout the school year. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.